on anything is you should already know how many answers I should have at the end without even doing anything about the problem. How do I figure out how many solutions I'm going to have? Whatever the highest exponent is, right? So if you want to make a note, highest exponent equals number of solutions. All right, so keep that in the back of your mind. Highest exponent equals number of solutions. And again, I don't care what the highest exponent is. I don't care how many terms. All right, we're going to end up solving all these by factoring. So if you look at the first one there, I know I'm going to have 3 terms at the end, so I keep that in my mind, 3 terms, or write it down off to the side if you prefer. All right, let's talk about how to factor that, because it's already equal to 0, so I don't need to talk about that. First thing I've been preaching all year long to you guys, look for a what? Yeah, don't forget that, please. All right, that's when things go nuts, is when you don't look for a GCF first, and there is one. So take out an x, and here we go. Let's start this off right. What am I left with when I take out an x? This shouldn't be too bad for everyone. Let's start it off right, Ethan. When I take out an x, what am I left with?
X squared minus 2x.
Yep. And you guys know I'm going to be left with 3 answers. There's no way I'm getting 3 answers from what Ethan just told me. So get ready, factor again. Okay, factor again. We're taking this to a new level now. So factor what's inside the parentheses. 2 numbers that multiply to negative 24 but add to negative 2. All right, start thinking about those numbers. Marnie, got those numbers?
4 and negative 6.
4, yep. Positive, yep, I got you. Positive 4 and negative 6, good. This is why I always say it's always a good reminder to look at that highest exponent, because you know I'm supposed to have 3, and some of you may only get 2 out of this and not know where the third one comes from, but you know there's got to be 3 though, right? So we got x equal to 6, x is equal to negative 4, and if you didn't remind yourself, you know there's got to be 3 up here. So you've got to take your GCF and set it equal to 0. All right, even the GCF gets set equal to 0, and here's your third one. So 0, negative 4, and 6. Okay, 0, negative 4, and 6. Now I know I just got off a Regents exam, a whole month of reviewing with you guys and telling you, look, I know it exists. All right, I'm not a fool. Use it to check though. Okay, use it to check. All right, see if you should have answers of 0, negative 4, and 6. But what I won't put up with is you just going to the calculator and writing down 0, negative 4, or 6, or doing what I preach for the Regents if you get desperate, writing the answers down and a whole bunch of garbage in between. I'll recognize that now. Okay, I'll recognize that and take all for it. All right, but it's a good way to check, to use your calculator. Any issues here? All right, let's keep grinding away, because once I'm done, we're done for the day. Next one, it's already equal to 0. Don't need to talk about that. What are you looking to do first to factor this? 7. Ariana, what do you have?
GCF.
Yep, of what?
X.
Yep, take out an x. You want to tell me what's left?
X squared minus 36.
Good. We know we're supposed to get 3 answers out of here. Right? 3 answers, so that's not going to cut it. Got to go one more step. Different technique to factor than what we did above. What are you doing for x squared minus 36? 3, Stella.
Difference of the x.
Good, go ahead for me.
X plus 6 x minus 6.
There you go. And you see where the 3 answers come into play now? 6, negative 6, and don't forget about the third answer. When you take out a GCF, that has to be set equal to 0. No issues going before I go on to another technique of factoring. All right, we're good here. All right, next one. I'd make it easy for you guys. They're already equal to 0. No GCF here though, kids. No GCF here to take out. So no GCF and even. No, I'm not even going to say 4. I'm going to say even amount of terms. No GCF, it's grouping time. Yep, time to group. So let's remind ourselves how to group, even though I know you guys did it on the Regents for me. All right, who's up with the group here? Who's up the group? 1 zip. Kate, here we go. What do you want to take out of the first?
X squared.
Wait, x squared, yep. What do you want to leave in the parentheses?
2x minus 1.
Yep. And then now I need something left. I need a 2x minus 1 left in the next one. So what do you want to take out?
-4.
Darn right. There we go, everybody. All right, good job, Kate. Next up, not done grouping yet. Not done grouping. Let's finish it. Finish it. One's Drew. Good talk. 7. Ariana, back to you. What's this going to look like? What's the first parenthesis going to have?
X squared minus 4.
Good.
2x minus 1.
You guys are unbelievable here. Been taught well. I should get 3 answers, though. That's not looking pretty. Right? I should get 3 answers. What else can I still do up here? Talk to me. What else you want to do, Gabby?
Difference of perfect squares.
Which one?
X squared minus 4.
Go ahead. What do you got?
X plus 2x minus 6.
Yep. And then, all right, real quick, I understand that -2 and 2 will be answers. What's this one going to turn into?
1/2.
Oh, you're right, yeah, 1/2, right? Just set it equal to 0 and solve. So 1/2. All right, we're moving. Anything? All right, this number 4, all I do is change the directions on you. I said find the zeros. So I want to know what are the solutions. When is it equal to 0? So it's, instead of f of x, yeah, just replace it with a 0. Where's this thing cross the x-axis? What are the solutions? All right, what's your first move? Take a look. Don't forget where we came from here. What's your first move up here, Ethan? What's that? Yeah, how about a GCF? Yeah, what can you take out? Yeah. Look for that GCF, everyone. Look. And I should have, how many answers should I have here? 2 answers, right? Remember that too, because something's going to happen here with the GCF that didn't happen in the last couple. So what? X squared minus 2x minus 3? Keep that GCF. All right, I need 2 numbers from somebody. Multiply to -3 and add to -2. Ooh. Gabby.
You said multiply to 2 and add to 3?
No, I did not.
Multiply to 3.
Multiply to the last term and add to the middle.
1.5. Wait, multiply. 3 and 1.
You all right?
Yeah, I multiplied to 3. That's so interesting. I just never
Are you done talking?
Yeah. 3 and 1.
Thanks. How about the signs?
X.
Oh boy. Sorry. That's asking a lot.
-3 positive.
There you go. There we go. We're back now.
It's been a while.
Okay. Yeah. 2 weeks. All right. Next. Now, hey, you told me how many answers? 2. So y2 if I took out a GCF, right? So x equals -1, x equals 3. Even if you do this, you say 0 equals 2. Does that make any sense? No. So that's why. The only time you're going to have an answer when you take out a GCF is if that GCF is a variable with it. All right, so be aware. If you just take out a number like we just took out 2 here, it's not going to count as an answer. So that's why we only have the 2 here. All right, all good. I think I'm going to get a little crazy here. Yeah, it's time to get a little nuts. All right, what are the solutions here? I think I know what you want to do, and I'm going to stop you from doing it. You probably want to do x plus 4, and go that way maybe. You don't have to. All right, I'm going to show you why you don't need to, because you're at a higher level now in math, and you don't need to do this. Double distribute, combine like terms, get it equal to 0. You don't. It's the only thing that's squared here, right? There's no single x over here by itself. The only thing is being squared is the parenthesis, and that's it. Get it by itself. Get it by itself, and you tell me what happens. So move the 2 over, add it. Watch. x plus 4 squared equals 9. What's your next move now? How do you get rid of the squared? Take the square root, right? So if that's the case, you only have something that's squared and that's it, you can take the square root at the end. My only fear is this, is if you want to do it this way, you don't forget something. I get x plus 4, yep. But again, this is also why I say check to figure out. Some of you might just write 3, and you're only going to get x equal to -1. But look up top. What's my highest exponent? 2. You should have had 2 answers. You only gave me 1. Something's wrong. Where did I go wrong? Darn right. It's not just positive 3. It's plus or minus 3. So again, check it write it down if you have to. Hey, I should have 2 solutions. What?
Can you just do it the other way?
Sure. And get it equal to 0 and factor? Yeah, that's fine. So you have x plus 4 equal to 3. X plus 4 equal to -3. That's where you get your 2 answers from now. Okay, and that's where you get your 2 answers. And those answers would be, yes, -1 is an answer, and so is -7 when I move over the 4. So whether you see it at the beginning that you should have 2 answers, or you check it on NumWorks, do something. Do something. Yes.
I know x equals 1 and x equals -9, and I didn't.
Okay, so here you go. Ready? You should have x squared plus 8x plus 16 minus 2 equals 7. Okay. You combine your.
Oh, wait. Well,
You good?
yeah.
And then you got to combine those and move over the 7 and factor. All right. All right. Next one. Hey, could I move the 12 over, take out a GCF, maybe do some little difference of 2 perfect squares? You could, but does everyone see it's just x squared? Anybody see just an x with it? No. So you can square root at the end of this problem, but get it by itself. All right. You can square root at the end. So move over what first?
13.
Move over the 13. How?
Plus it.
It's positive already, Gabby, right?
Yeah.
Subtract it over.
Yep.
We're fine. -36 x squared equals -25. Do not get scared off by the negatives. In my mind, I'm saying, all right, I got to have 2 answers at the end. We will have 2 answers at the end. What's your next move? Don't square root it yet. Don't square root it yet. The squared is not by itself. Get rid of the -36. How? Divide both sides by -36. Good thing we have calculators here, right? X squared equals, what's your calculator telling you there? It's just leaving it as what, 25 over 36? But positive. Check on your calcs. Everyone's good? Now you can do what? Take the square root of both sides. And I'm going to go back to my numbers. I got out of my habits here. What do you have in there is the square root of 25 over 6. Gabby, going back to you. Square root that sucker.
I got positive 5 over 6.
Yep. That's one answer, right? But it said 2 at the highest exponent's 2. So what did I miss?
The plus or minus.
There you go. So it's positive 5, 6, negative 5, 6 are my answers. Now, would I have gotten that if I moved the 12, or move the 36 over, set it equal to 0, and did difference of perfect squares? You would have. You're going to get positive 5, 6 and negative 5, 6. So it doesn't matter if you use the square root technique or not. Going? We're almost there. Now, what do you want to do here? Look at this. This is a mess, isn't it? X squared over 4 equals 9. How do you want to move? Well, I should have 2 answers at the end. Let's keep that in mind. And then from here, your move. Here we go, Harper. What do you want to do? Sure, love it. It's divide by 4, get rid of it, multiply by 4. I only really wanted to do this problem to get through that first step. 36. Okay, you got a couple options you can do here. What do you want to do? Ethan, what do you want to do?
I would take the square root.
Yep, you can move 36 over and do difference of two perfect squares too. But just remember, if you do the square root technique, plus or minus at the end, right? Plus or minus. Plus you should know you have two answers at the end. I need a favor from people here. Hold off on number 8. I think you have enough room off to the right side on that page. I need to do number 7.5 with you. All right. The reason I'm not trying to make your lives miserable. The reason we're doing an extra problem is because it'll show up on tomorrow's assignment. And if I don't go over this technique, I have a feeling we're never going to remember it. So here's the problem. 2x squared minus 9x plus 4 is equal to 0. Solve for x. All right, this technique is on tomorrow's assignment, and if I don't review it, I'll probably have a lot of questions. All right, here we go. Any GCF? Oh, and it's 3 terms, odd number. Where do we go from here then? There's no square root either. No square root at the end because I got an x here. So there's no square root. Emma? Here's the process we're going to start. We're going to take these 3 terms and turn it into 4 so we can group. How are we going to do that? We're going to keep the first term the same, but now that middle term, negative 9x, is going to turn into 2 separate terms, and the 4 is going to stay 4. We're going to turn 3 terms into 4 so I can group. And yes, the first step to that is multiplying your A and C values on the outside. So I get 8 there. So now I need 2 terms from you that multiply to 8, but when I combine them, still going to give me negative 9x in the middle. All right, so multiply to 8, I get negative 9 in the middle still. It's all right. Force a habit, I know. It's been a while. It's probably been before winter break, before I called on numbers. Got those 2 terms for me. What are we looking at here, Marnie? Negative 8x, negative 1x. And remember, the order does not matter. The order you put them in does not matter. Now we can group. Now we can group them. So what do you want to take out of the first one? 10, Kate, what do you want to take out of that first one?
2x.
Darn right. And what's left?
X minus 4.
All right, challenge yourself here. I want to be left with an x minus 4 again. Look at you, grouping expert. You all good? You good today? Okay. Just don't sound so hot. Oh, sorry. Suck it up. All right. Welcome to math class. Marty, finish this grouping for me.
2x minus 1, x minus 4.
Good. And now we get 2 answers. All right, now we'll get 2 answers. 4 and negative 1/2?
Or positive.
You sure?
No, negative, yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay.
You're going to set that equal to 0, right? How do you move over the 1?
Plus 1.
Right? So it should be.
Oh.
No, not whatever. You're good. You guys can pass that test. You can pretty much do anything now. All right. Bunch of superheroes here.
Wait, is 8 not C?
No, it is not.
Oh, wait, no.
Everyone ready? All right. Now we're kind of raise the game to almost the pre-calc level here with this one. 4 solutions. Grant, you see that? 4 solutions at the end. How are we going to pull this off? All right. Any GCF? No GCF, right? No GCF. Maybe we could turn that into 4, but I'm not. We don't need to. All right. What's my number out? It's x to the 4th, but what's the number out in front? 1. So you could still play that little game you've been playing all your math career, which is multiply to, in this case, multiply to 9, but adds to negative 10. But instead of, hey, you guys always do this, right? And that always gives me x squared, but I need x to the 4th. So what are you going to attach? Squareds now. That's the only difference. All right, can I get those numbers now that multiply to positive 9 and add to negative 10 maybe? When you have them, multiply. Harper, look at negative 9 and negative 1. Good deal. Grant, I thought we had 4.
Difference 2 perfect squares.
Twice. Put on your big boy pants. Here we go. X squared minus 9. X plus 3. X minus 3. Ooh, what's this here? Just plus and minus 1, right? And everyone see the 4 answers now. All right, so you can still do multiply to this and add to this as long as you got a 1 in front. And there it is. Plus or minus 3. Plus or minus 1. Whew. What was that, a solid 15, 16 minutes there? Everyone all right? How it's going to go second semester? Think you can handle that? Put in the effort for me?